So yes, last day of Romford Film Festival, horrific 2025, and we've just had one of our short film showcases, and now we're joined by some of the creators behind some of these projects. Do me a favour, make my life 10 times easier. Let's go down the row and tell everybody what project you were involved in and what you did on it.
Sure. Hi there, I'm Gustav Simon. I'm the director and writer of My Grey Face. Oh, sorry.
Hi, I'm Kate Graham and I'm the writer-director of Winter Song.
Hi, my name's Darren Ward and I'm the writer-director of Passion.
Hi, my name is Ross Allen Doney and I am the actor in Passion who died.
You're back to life!
Skill. So let's jump back a little bit first, because I always love seeing people who have made their projects, put their passion and everything, getting them up on the screen, but I want to know where this journey started for you guys. What made you want to be filmmakers and why would you do it to yourself?
So I've randomly picked up, I was gifted a really ugly, red little sparkly digicam when I was 11, and I got really bored one afternoon with my best friend, and I asked my father for a tripod, and then we just did, I think we did actually the first one was a horror one. We did a really, really weird werewolf film, which I've since lost to time, I think. Yeah, but then I kept going with that. I kept making more and more films for fun, and eventually I went to London here to film school, and yeah, it's been a journey, but it's been loads of fun.
Sorry. Oh no. Yeah, I've missed it again.
I don't know. I think it was always sort of there, but I didn't really. I don't know. I'm a bit older, and before digital became so prevalent. It wasn't just a thing of being able to shoot films from your pocket. So I didn't really know I could do it. It was an accessible thing, and so. But I thought writing was. So that's the sort of route I originally went down. Was to try and be a screenwriter. But then I think it's just quite hard. There weren't that many people around, not much of a network to make the film, so I ended up just getting a DSLR and doing that myself. And I think through doing that, I just realised how much I loved the whole process of it, just being obsessed with not just the script but also the production and everything that comes after as well. And I think, I just felt a bit lost before, and then when I found that, it's this is what I love to do, and just being obsessed with something from beginning and end, as much as as torturous as it is, it's such a satisfying thing.
Well, I'm a 70s child, so I had the great opportunity of the video boom. So I would sneak down 8, 9 years old in the early 80s and watch whatever the old man had rented out from the video store. So, Cannibal Ferox, Suspiria, all the Italian. I mean, you must have had a penchant for the Italian movies because there was a lot of that, and that's what I kind of got me into wanting to be a filmmaker, was the masters, Fulci, Argento, Lamberto Bava, Diodato, all of those guys. But a big love for Italian westerns as well, and the crime movies and giallo. So I kind of started making movies in, that's kind of 16, late 80s. We were, shooting directly onto Panasonic M7s and M10s, so you put your VHS cassette in and you'd shoot straight on VHS and then crash edit on VHS, and your master would be a 4th, 5th generation Duke that looked shit, but there it was. And then my first feature was Sudden Fury in 1998. I've done a kind of known for a trilogy of crime movies. Where I had the opportunity, I was very lucky. I worked with some of the actors that I grew up as a young guy, teenager, watching. So I worked with David Warbeck in Sudden Fury, and Giovanni Lombardo Adichie in 2 movies, Day of Violence, which was kind of the middle part of the trilogy, and then Beyond Fury, where we had Dan Van Heusen, and worked with Sergio Corbucci and Werner Herzog, all sorts. So for me, with Passion, in a recent last couple of years, I've kind of got in contact with the Trash Art guys, Sam Mason Bell, Jackson Batchelor, and it turns out they're 12 miles from me. I'm in Southampton, they're in Portsmouth. So the last couple of years I've been going, helping out and doing some special effects for them on movies, and there's an anthology coming out at the end of the year, start of next year, called Exhibition of Evil. It was around September last year that Sam and Jackson said, "Look, man, do you want to do one of the short movies for Exhibition?" So there's passion, and again, my love for Italian cinema, and having a company for 30 years called Giallo Films. I've never really done a Giallo. That was like a homage to it. Loved it, and hopefully we're doing a feature later on this year, next year, called Lottie. So watch that space.
As far as wanting to be an actor, where that came from was, I can tell you, I'm not sure how old I was, but Terminator 2, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I was watching that. That was the first film I watched from start to finish on my own, coherently, and cried at the end. And then I was like, well, that's what I want to do. And then ever since then, I've been overly dramatic, cried about the tiniest thing, and I feel that's a really good quality to have as an actor, is to moan about absolutely everything. And anyone will tell you that know me, that I'm over dramatic about everything, and it's where my passion is, where my heart is. And I was only there for one night, but we just gave it our all, and I feel like, regardless of you directing, writing, acting, however, in front of the camera, as long as you're giving it everything you've got, that's all you can be. I really ever ask of yourself. Phenomenal work with you, man. Honestly, I learned a lot on that one very brief shoot. Felt very long, long death.
Oh, you're too kind, mate. You're too kind.
Yeah, no, I'm not. No, it was really good, and that's kind of where I'm at.
Thank you.
So that is how your journey started, but here we are today with these movies up on the screen. We love seeing your films up on the screen, but every creative can tell me what is wrong with their movie when they see it on a massive big screen like that. But I like to flip that on a positive, and I like to ask what you're most proud of when you see your film up on the screen today. Like, is there a moment, a scene, a line of dialogue, a shot, something that you just think, we smashed it that day?
Should I?
It was like the fact that the film's been finished at all is of course amazing, because sometimes that doesn't really happen. But through lots of wonderful supportive people and institutions, some of which I know are here in the audience today. It's 2 p.m. It's not tonight, but today. We've been able to make it, and I think the two moments that I loved most were in post-production. I've also edited the film, and I didn't really want to, because I'm an editor by trade, and I love editing, but editing my own films is really not fun for me, because you don't get to have someone next to you who mirrors anything you do. It's like, hey, is this good? Oh yeah, it's just me. It's really frustrating, but had to do it because it just didn't work out any other way. And then I think you really only, as an editor, you really only notice that it works once you have the grade and the sound there. And the person who mixed my sound, we looked at everything, and together we had that amazing idea of dropping completely quiet in the moment that he tries to speak in front of the door but can't. And that is such a, I love when like stuff like in Akira with the explosion, or any film that like has something really loud and then just drops completely quiet. It always works very nicely, and I think that worked here as well, so I'm really proud of that.
I love the black and white bits in yours. Were they shot on film with the scratched out faces? Was that shot on film?
More questions. I didn't expect that.
Sorry. Just wait.
I'll just go and sit down.
I know we originally wanted to shoot on film because the film was made in between 2 years of university, and the original plan was that there was going to be some 60mm footage left over from previous productions we could use. That didn't end up happening, so all the black and white stuff is shot digitally, but all the face effects, we were able, by the lovely film technician of our school, Hassan, he handed me a roll of film that some poor film students fortunately messed up and was completely black. So they had a ruined film a few years ago, but we now had footage to work with. And we scratched all that with like sandpaper, nails, and we did the animation manually and then scanned that in and put that on digitally. So that was analog, but the film was shot digitally.
It looked great.
Thank
Really
you.
good.
Thank you for the lovely question.
That's fine. I think, yeah, probably similarly, just I think even finishing the film, I think we shot it at the end of, oh God, it was a couple of years ago, and then just the post, and it was quite hard because I'd just had a baby. And I think we wrapped, like the deadline for like finishing it all was like the day I went into labour. So I think just doing it with a newborn baby was like quite a big thing. But I think in it probably the cinematography is my favourite, and the score as well. And like I don't know, it's like with the cinematographer, it's when like the first time working with someone of that sort of level, and it was just like really, I don't know, just so exciting and really. Amazing to be able to do that and just use light to sort of, because there's not a lot of dialogue in it, so being able to use light and craft it that way to create atmosphere and tension and stuff. I really enjoyed doing that, and I'm proud of that. And also the score, I really enjoyed. Like it took a lot of time to do the score because we had to sort of re-sync the cello lines and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really happy with that.
Can I just say, filmmaking is hard at the best of times. Mm-hmm. Full labour and everything like that. Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Jeez, oh.
I did it. So yeah, I shot it 7 months pregnant. I just remember, one morning being pretty sick, and then So yeah, I think, but yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Did amazing.
Yeah, I guess proudest moments for me. It's always when you see it on a big screen. Obviously, everyone's time, love, labour, sweat, tears. They're there on the screen. You don't necessarily see it as a viewer, but anyone that makes movies, it's not an easy job. But for me, it's a kind of like a process because sometimes, to get that. Passion was really quick for me. It was a few months, it was done and it's out. But normally with my features, they because they go over a period of time, and you can write something and then like 3, 4, 5 years later, you've edited that movie a million times in your head, you still haven't shot it, then you shoot it, and then the process of, unlike yourself, my first couple of movies I had other editors, but I just fell into editing under a pseudonym for my last few movies. I love the kind of process because it's like your baby. You write it, you produce it, you direct it, you edit it, you're there through all the pre and post, and then literally, like today is the world premiere for me with Passion. So it's like I'm giving it away now. It's been mine for this amount of time, but now that's it. I don't go back and tinker with stuff. That's it. It's out there. So it's proud to see everyone's work there on the screen, and it's great to be at Romford. It's a great film festival. So thank you for having us back because we were here a few years ago with Beyond Fury. Always a great crowd. So yeah, it's just proud to be here and be part of the bigger team. And as 30 years in independent movies, you still meet people. I've met people today, that come up and say, "Oh, man, I love your movies" or whatever. And just the networking is great. So the whole kind of thing. This is what it's all about. Yeah. It's not about the money, well, not for me, never has been. It's just about you've got passion, you've got an image, you've got all these great guys and girls that work with you for months, sometimes over years, and yeah, so it's a collaborative thing, and that's it really.
Yeah, that's perfectly said, to be fair. I'd say my favourite, my most proudest moment within that project was, it's a little thing which not a lot of people notice, right, is the ADR, right? We had to put the ADR in, and there's that whole sequence where I'm like, and I had to try and get that right, and to get that right was quite the task.
Sorry, just to jump into the studio, just briefly, just to outline what Ross was saying, basically with this short movie, the first thing we shot was the car sequence with a double kill, and we had no other option than have a generator there, so for the brief bits of dialogue that are in the movie, because it's pretty much a silent movie really, take out the dialogue within the two guys in the car, we basically got them in and did the ADR, and just basically the whole movie, I didn't use any of the real sound, everything you hear was the Foley and the dialogue, just really built it from scratch. It was a short movie, it was fun, the images were so solid, so it's just like, let's just make everything as I don't know, just as crisp and seamless as possible. Sorry, Ross.
No, you're cool, man.
No, but that's the point. It's like, yeah, it's that getting that sound right was challenging. Because if you've got like scripted dialogue, you can kind of go, okay, there's my beat there. But when you're just gurgling and spluttering, and I'm trying to like splutter along with my mouth movement, and like trying to, that was an entertaining evening to do that. But yeah, just to see it. I remember when I saw you put it all together, you went, okay, now, well, you showed me, and I went, oh, that really does work. Really,
Clicks, it like,
yeah,
right
it clicked,
there,
and then it clicked again up there on a bigger screen with a crazy sound system. I just, yeah, seeing it all come together, but the sound, seeing it all because when you have to like kind of shoot it and then later on be like, oh yeah, Darren was like, I need a few more extra tweaks to this and make it sound just juicy, and it does sound juicy. It sounds horrific. So yeah, that's probably my proudest moment on it, and I'm just again thankful to be a part of it.
Nice and on brand there.
Yeah.
Do we have any questions from the audience? We don't have a microphone, so you will need to shout. Well, Roman.
What were the budgets for your movies?
Well, I'm just a humble director, but I think through the magic of my producer, who unfortunately wanted to be here today but can't because she's sick, I think we somehow managed under 1K, but only because we had so many institutions and people who were very charitably working with us, and we couldn't have done it without it. We had Kid through the uni, we had two lovely people who are here tonight that who were able to do the house, which is a wonderful location. My favourite shot of the film is probably at the end when he's walking by the picture of the man on the wall. That wasn't our prop, we just found that in their house while we were scouting, and it's like, can we use that? Sure! And it's my favourite prop in the movie, even though it wasn't ours, so we wouldn't have been able to do it without like so many lovely people.
So it was a BFI network short, so we got the 15 grand, which was lovely. We ended. The thing is with that, you've got there are a lot of rules in place. So like everyone, which there should be, like everyone has to be on national minimum wage and stuff like that. So it sounds like a lot of money, but it did seem to go quite quickly, as all this stuff does. But yeah, we're really grateful for that budget.
750 quid. It was just props and utilising,
How much of that is corn syrup for the blood?
Yeah, well, the price of pigs might fly blood. It was about 300 quid of that was on the blood. Yeah. But no, basically, I got a good core sort of crew that sort of I've been lucky to have to come with me on my films, on my journeys over the decades. But obviously, working with Trash Arts as well, as the first collaboration I've ever done. It's always been under my own steam, so it was great to. I'm going off tangent, sorry, but it was great just to work with like Ross, Ella, Jackson, and Jess, because my previous movies have been very testosterone filled, so it was just quite nice to just go in a different kind of direction with it. But yeah, 750 quid.
Well,
Can I just ask a question about the ADR? Was that intentional? Did you mean to, was it all intentional to have it after? Because it adds this really lovely level, a bit like, like Jenkins Bay. It's sort of that.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was quite a quick turnaround because the land we shot that particular scene on was owned by a friend, so it wasn't a problem. I could get the land at any time. But because of the dates coming up and actors, Ross was going to be unavailable, a small medical thing. So basically, the night we shot, the next day he was in having an op. So
literally.
Yeah, and the biggest problem, like anything with independent, is you try and get everything for free. Well, I still do. Don't ask, don't get. Yeah. So I went to Silver Lake Cars and said, look, guys, there's a bit of private land less than 2 miles up the road from you. Any chance I can get a big saloon car? Yeah, you can get one. This is like 6-8 weeks before I need it. No emails, no one's answering me. No. Anyway, you get it on the 11th hour, and they rocked up with that lovely BM that we absolutely trashed. And it was fantastic. I've forgotten, what was the original question?
Was the ADR intentional?
Oh yeah, the ADR, yeah. So I'll get to that. So that was a big deal, and then suddenly we had to use the generator. We were hoping we could get a silent one and literally drop it 200 metres in these woods away from where we were shooting, but that never happened. So I was down like Speedy Hire, a little 2K Jenny for 30 quid for the night, and it was literally 20 foot from where we were shooting. So it was such a small amount of dialogue, but yes, it was a no. You can hear it, it's just a on the rushes. So that there was no question ADR. So once we did that, and the guys did it so well, I just thought, well, you know, there's no other dialogue. It's the creaking of the lever. It's all the foley of the killer moving around and stuff like that. Yeah, so I just had a field day with it, and I just thought, well, as I said earlier, I just build it up from scratch, just layer, you know, more like peel the layer of the onions and just put in everything you hear, like the floorboard creakings, doors, taps, screams, knives, stabbings, everything was just layered on afterwards. And it was like a kind of an experiment because, you know, the features and stuff, 80% of what you get on set is what you're using, because I'm not using generators. It was just because we were shooting in the arse end of nowhere, in the middle of the night, in the middle of a field, that I just couldn't plug anything in. So, yeah. So, yeah, I hope that answers the ADR question. Yeah.
And it has a really lovely quality to it.
And literally, you know, as you know, you can go down to the actual frame, and it's very easy to sync up as long as the guys you're watching your finished edit. They're just lip syncing and they're just you know, repeating their performance. As long as they're giving it the same, you know, oomph on their performance, you're like, oh yeah, right, hello. You know, they've got to give that same performance, and these guys smashed it. So I had no problem with it at all.
And with that, thank you so much, guys, for bringing your shorts to the festival, submitting them to us, and letting us show them on the screen today. But most of all, thank you for being here and doing this for me as well. Can we get a little round of applause?
Well done.